From Brunswick Community College today on YouTube, Dolphins basketball. As your 2-9 Brunswick Dolphins host the Wake Tech Eagles. Eagles come in at 7-10. They are 4-6 in Region 10, 2-5 on the road. As I mentioned, Dolphins overall 2-9, 2-6 at home, and 0-9 in the region. Hi again, everybody. Chris Sheeman, glad to be with you. Let's meet the starting lineup. First for head coach Alonzo Lunsford and the Eagles from Wake Tech. It's number 0, Ashley Allen. Number 10 is Colleen Klon. Number 11 is Alyssa Yates. Number 25 is Tanzania Locklear. And number 50 is Kelsey McSwain. And now for the birthday boy, Joe Gaughan. Happy, I'm going to say, 65th birthday to Joe Gaughan today. Starting today is number 4, Chelsea Rivera. Number 5 is Princess Kennedy. This is my last broadcast, everybody. Number 11, Amaya Glenn. Number 22, Destiny Mitchell. And number 30 is Kaya Starling. Wake Tech coming off a 61-50 loss at Richard Bland on Sunday. This is game 3 of a 4-game road trip for them. Meanwhile, for Brunswick, they were also on the road on Sunday. They lost 82-50 at Catawba Valley. Princess Kennedy, 14 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 steals in that loss. Glenn had 12 points, Kaya Starling with 11 points. She had 5 steals as well. So, Dolphins back at home, back-to-back on the road this weekend. They'll go to one side of Virginia and then the other. I know, Jess, I'm in trouble. Southwest Virginia on Saturday at 1, and then Richard Bland on Sunday at 1. So, western part of the state on Saturday, eastern part on Sunday. But business to handle here. Second meeting between Wake Tech and Brunswick about to get underway, and the tip is going to be controlled by McSwain. Gets it down low. This is a Wake Tech team that plays with a lot of pace as Locklear scores the opening bucket. They are one of the best in Region 10 in getting shots up, third best as a matter of fact. So right off the opening tip, Wake Tech goes quickly. They're in a zone right now against Brunswick. It's Starling over to Kennedy, puts it up no good. Offensive rebound by Mitchell. Rebounding going to be a big key. Wake Tech, very good rebounding team as they get a steal here. Eagles beat Brunswick 73-58 January 8th in Raleigh. Wake was plus 19 in the glass on that game. Both teams shot 30%, so it really came down to rebounding. You have plus 19 in rebounds. You're going to get a lot of extra chance opportunities, and that's what happened in the first meeting for Wake Tech. Brunswick in the first meeting did shoot a season best 44% from 3. Princess Kennedy had 15 points. 18 for Glenn. And for Wake Tech, 3 players in double figures. McSwain 19, Locklear 14, Woodmore with 13, Brimmer had 10, so 4 players in double figures. My apologies. Rivera's got that brace underneath, gets it to Glenn on the right side. Shot clock at 9. It comes to Rivera right of the lane. Her jumper is no good, and the ball tipped out of bounds. It's off Mitchell, and back to Wake Tech. They lead it 2-zip here in the early going. And for Brunswick, after that Virginia trip, they're going to have 2 straight at home. We'll be with you again next Tuesday at 5 p.m. for Lewisburg, we think. It's going to be the 3rd time trying to play that game. It's supposed to be played in December, and then it was supposed to be played when you guys got snow. And then finally, I think we're hopefully going to be good to go on next week, next Tuesday. So Mitchell gets the rebound, another one and done. This is a good sign already for Brunswick. Got to find some offense, though. A couple of minutes in, no points yet. They leave Rivera open at the half circle, and she gets it to go. So Chelsea Rivera, 11.6 points per ball game. She had 9 points in the first meeting between these two teams. And she gets on the board and ties us at 2 apiece. So ball deflected out. We're 2 minutes in, 22 on the shot clock for Wake Tech. And Wake Tech 3rd in the region, 68.6 field goal attempts per game. That shot's going to be blocked by Kennedy. Still a good shot blocking team, Brunswick. despite losing some of their post presence. 4th in blocks per game in the region. Kaya Starling has moved up to 4th in the region. She's got the basketball here on offense. Mitchell gets it down low, and Kennedy can't get it to go, but she is fouled. Kennedy has upped her numbers, 10.6 points per ball game, 7.2 rebounds, and 42% from the free throw line, though. So she has struggled a bit from the charity stripe. First foul of the game, 2.5 minutes in. Good to see my old friend Alonzo Lunsford back coaching. He was the head coach at Johnston, and boy, he had a rough. I don't talk to the guy. Got to know him through semi-pro basketball way back in the day, like 10 plus years ago. But good to see him back. He had a rough go at Johnston. I'm just assuming it was hard there to find players. Nice move by Yates down low to put Wake Tech back up. It's 4-3 now. So one time, one lead change here in the early stages. Again, zone right now for the Eagles. Starling over in the corner. It's Rivera on the wing. Gets a screen, attacks, lost the handle. Locklear on the deflection. Brings it into the front court. 3 minutes in. Here's Yates. Klon back to her. Now Locklear. Entry pass deflected. Nice collapsing defense down low. Rivera's got a steal. She averages 3.2 steals per game. She's 4th in the region. Brunswick as a team 3rd in Region 10 in steals per game at 12.4. Mitchell left alone, and her baseline shot goes down. So Mitchell, who had 7 points in the first meeting, gets on the board. Trap is on for Brunswick as they take the lead 5-4. Locklear attacks. Down low, it's McSwain gets the friendly roll. Big game in the first meeting for McSwain with 19 points. Came in averaging just 4.7. But she was big the first time against Brunswick. Starling to Rivera, top of the key. And Glenn just inside the arc. Rainbow shot in and out and right back in for Glenn. So Amaya Glenn, who averages 12.7 points per game, had a team-high 18 the first time these two teams met. And she's got a steal for Brunswick. Glenn to the hoop, gets tied up, and will get free throws. So already 3 lead changes in this game. Brunswick leads by 1. 5:42 left to go here in the opening quarter. And a good start for Brunswick as the first and lone sub comes in. It's Nashia Williams replacing Kaya Starling for Brunswick. And for Wake Tech, that's number 3. No, that can't be number 3. We don't have a number 3. Check the jersey number as soon as I can see it. First free throw is no good for Glenn. He shoots 67% from the free throw line. Chance to put her team up 2 here. And she does. So 3 for Glenn. It's number 5. That's Jylen Brimmer. Mentioned she had 10 in the first meeting. So Brimmer is in for Wake. Brings it into the forecourt. Allen has also checked. Well, Allen got the start, my apologies. Shot no good underneath, and on the rebound, Williams got fouled. So Wake Tech picking up the foul. It's their 3rd already. Brunswick has yet to commit a foul. And it'll be Williams to inbound it. Mitchell got one earlier from that spot, not that time. Brimmer chases down the rebound. Stepping into a 3, Brimmer, no good. And Brunswick will pick up a team rebound there. So nearing the midway point of this opening quarter, Dolphins lead it by 2, trying to snap this long losing streak. January, Brunswick shooting a season-best 31% from 3, but it's their lowest overall shooting month. They were good from 3 against Wake earlier in January. Is the bank no good by Kennedy? Chance to tie or take the lead now for Wake Tech as Brimmer brings it into the front court. Clown over on the left side of the screen. Yates nearest us. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Yates back to Clown for three off the back rim, and the rebound controlled by Williams. Then she had it ripped away by Allen. Nice play by Ashley Allen. Here is Rivera, the runner in the lane, no good. Rebound controlled by McSwain. 2 ties, 3 lead changes so far in this one. Approaching 4 minutes to go in the opening quarter as Brimmer was long on the 3, and it'll go back to Brunswick. We'll take a timeout. 4:07 left to go in quarter number 1. We are tied at 8. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks, as always, to our friends at Coastal Transplants for sponsoring today's broadcast. And not only that, but all the important work that they do to keep our beaches and our coastal areas protected. Chris Sheeman back here with you. Speaking of coastal areas, how was the snow? Corey, check your YouTube player. Well, Corey probably can't hear me, but we should be getting plenty of sound. And sometimes when you play a video on YouTube, it's muted by default. And that might be Corey's problem, so somebody can help him with that if they so desire. Wake Tech turning the basketball over. They average 19 turnovers a game. Dolphins at 20. So both teams kind of turnover prone here. Rivera has it top of the key. Kennedy throws it up, got it blocked. Riley Johnson is in the game for the first time out of the timeout. More shuffling for Wake Tech as Dolphins will make a change. Kennedy goes out. Kaya Starling will come back into the game. Klon over on the far side. That is Yates for 3 off the back rim. Tip for the rebound, and it comes to Glenn. Dolphins doing a real nice job on the defensive glass here at the start of this one. Kaya Starling open. Defense closed. She tried to attack. Now gets it back to Glenn. There's Williams on the left wing. Shot clock at 10. Back to Starling. Thought about the deep one. Now Williams will fire a 3. No good. And the rebound controlled by Allen. Locklear back in. Brings it into the forecourt. Allen, Locklear, Yates, Klon, and who am I missing? Oh, Brimmer, who's got the basketball. Brimmer right of the lane. Banks it off the glass for her first bucket. This is the biggest lead for Wake Tech. Matching it at 2. It's been a tight opening quarter. 10-8, Eagles. Glenn, Starling, Rivera. Shot rejected. Second block already for Allen, but it stays with Brunswick. Here's Williams to Glenn in the corner. Three by Rivera. Yes! Chelsea Rivera with 5 of the 11 for Brunswick, and we have our 4th lead change already. 11-10 Dolphins. Good opening quarter. That's going to be a travel on Locklear as the Eagles have been sloppy at the start of this one. 4-6 in the region. Dolphins still looking for their first Region 10 victory. I mentioned this is Game 3 of a 4-game road trip for Wake Tech. They will be at Cape Fear on Saturday, and then they return home to host Bryan and Stratton next Tuesday. So that's a stretch right there. Cape Fear on the road, and then Bryan and Stratton at home. Good luck with that. Here's Williams on the near side. Mitchell back in, swings it out. Open look, Glenn for 3, missed it short. Chasing down the rebound is Brimmer, and then she throws it off of Williams, who was applying some pressure there. So minute 28 left to go. Dolphins lead by 1. Yates. This is Carroll back. Number 15 is Ashraya Carroll. Locklear will fire a triple and hit it. Tanzania Locklear, a good three-point shooter at 36%. She's got 5. Wake Tech back on top. 5 lead changes in the opening quarter. Kaya Starling. Williams backing down. Now Kennedy back in the game, attacks. Throws it out to Glenn. Deep look at a 3, missed it short. Kennedy's got the offensive rebound. Her put back too strong. Stays with it again and puts it up and in. Kennedy with 3. Third tie here in the opening quarter. About 9-second difference, game and shot clock here. Yates over to Locklear. And then a foul on Brunswick. It's on Kennedy as Carroll. Brunswick can foul till their heart's content here down the stretch. That's just their first team foul. Brimmer will back it out. Brimmer gets a screen. Flat-footed jumper is no good. Nobody on the back door, though. And the bucket is good. I believe it was Carroll. No, correction, it was Yates. So last shot time here for Brunswick. Starling can't beat the buzzer. And that'll do it for the first quarter. Competitive first quarter. Wake Tech does lead it 15-13 after 10 minutes of play. We'll be back with the second quarter here in just a moment. That's me, Chris Sheeman. Glad to be back with you. And you saw our upcoming schedule is just 3 more left on the season. Already that time of the year. Hey, it was nice seeing all the pictures of snow at the beach from everybody who posted on social media. I hope you all had fun with that. I think college was shut down for a few days. That snowstorm you guys got, by the way, I think was bigger than any snowstorm we've gotten this year here in Cleveland. The east side is, the outlier because they have lake effect snow and they get pummeled with, they can get a foot of snow at one time. But for us here in the city, outside of the primary snow belt area in Ohio, I think you guys beat us. We have more overall snow. Like, we've gotten plenty of 2, 3, 4 inchers, but we haven't gotten a big storm here like you guys did. It's weird seeing more snow in Pensacola, Florida than we've gotten all year here in Ohio. So second quarter underway. First quarter, 3 ties, 5 lead changes. As Brunswick trails by 2. Glenn tries to change that off on the 3, and it's out of bounds. Back to Wake. Eagles at 7 and 10. Dolphins are 2 and 9. Trying to give Joe Gaughan a birthday victory today. Runner from the baseline, no good by Yates. Throw ahead to Kaya Starling. Waits for the defense and scores. Nicely done there by Starling. We had just 3 points in the first meeting, but has played well lately defensively and offensively. I mentioned she's moved up to 4th in the region in blocks per game. She has 8 blocks in the last 3 games, Kaya Starling, the guard. So here's Yates again going to work from the elbow off the back rim. Put back by Carroll, and I thought it might have been blocked, but instead Carroll lost it out of bounds. Mitchell on the bench now. Williams goes to the bench as Jenny Smith comes in for the first time. Corey, did you figure out the sound yet? Handoff goes to Rivera. 5 points already for Rivera. Kennedy with 3, Glenn with 3. Mitchell and Starling have 2 points each. For Wake Tech, Locklear with 5, Yates with 4. Brimmer, McSwain, and Allen have 2 points each. Starling the inbound, 14 on the shot clock. It's Glenn between the circles. Back to Kaya, 4-3. The rainbow shot goes in. Back-to-back buckets for Starling as Brunswick takes its biggest lead, and Starling up to 5 points. 18-15. Carroll turnaround flip shot is good. McSwain is back in. Runner by Glenn. Got it. Glenn now with 5. 2017 Brunswick. Again, the first meeting, Wake Tech won by double digits. That's going to be a block by Glenn. Nice defense as Brimmer went in for the bucket. Back in transition, bucket no good. Starling's got the offensive rebound. So Glenn, they tried to reward her on the offensive end. Now gets it to Kennedy. Her jumper no, and McSwain has the rebound. Brimmer into the front court. That layup was too strong by Ross, who's in for the first time. And McSwain is fouled on the offensive rebound. We talked about what a good rebounding team Wake Tech is. They are leading Region 10 with 13.9 offensive rebounds a game. They're 3rd in overall rebounding at 40.3. And it's a team effort. Usually when I see stats like that, it's like, okay, Chris, let's go check the leaders and see who's one of the top rebounders. Nobody on this Wake Tech team is in the top 10 in rebounding in the region. 4 players average 2 offensive rebounds a game or better. 8 players average 4 rebounds a game or more. It's really a team effort. As McSwain, not a good free throw shooter, tries to get 1 out of 2, missed them both, and the rebound is chased down by Rivera. Swings it out to Glenn. Glenn, open look. Not that time. Here comes Brimmer. Throws it off the backboard. Kennedy the rebound. Kennedy pushing. Wake gets back on defense, so Brunswick will set things up here. 3 minutes into the second quarter. Dolphins with their biggest lead at 3. Game that's had 6 lead changes and 4 ties. Shot clock at 10 now for Brunswick. Oh, what a pass. Kennedy too strong. Got the putback, though, and the bucket for Princess is good. So 4 players with 5 points Starling, Glenn, Kennedy, and Rivera, as Brunswick now leads it by 5. Brimmer directing traffic, puts it up and puts it in, being aggressive. Brimmer now up to 6. Had 10 in the first meeting between these two teams. Glenn over to Rivera for 3. Yes! Chelsea Rivera up to 8 points, and Brunswick ups its lead to 6. Down low, answering right back, Wake Tech. Again, they like to go quick. Dolphins got to be cognizant of that on the defensive side. Got to really sprint back. The bucket was by Allen, I believe. That's going to be a traveling violation there on Kennedy, so Dolphins turn it over. An otherwise pretty clean game for Brunswick. Williams checks back in, scoreless first quarter for the Dolphins. Here is Yates. Allen at the free throw line, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound, McSwain. And McSwain gets tied up, or do we have a foul call?
She's going to end up hurting somebody.
It's going to go against Brunswick. First foul in the quarter on the Dolphins. High inbound, Yates has to recover. She does. Gets it back on the right wing, fakes the 3, drives in, pull up off the back rim. Another rebound and bucket by McSwain. And here come those second chance opportunities that were going against Brunswick the first time these two teams met, and the bread and butter for Wake Tech. So McSwain, again, not a good free throw shooter, missed her first 2 here today. Second team foul on Brunswick. And the rebound tip to Destiny Mitchell, who's back in. Mitchell, Williams. Now here's Rivera from the corner. Rebound by Locklear. So after Brunswick went up by 6, it's down to 2. Eagles trying to either tie or retake the lead. Couple of nice moves by the point guard Brimmer. Couldn't score. Brimmer stuck on 6 points. Here comes Brunswick, 2-on-1. Make it 2-on-2. Down low, Kennedy can't score. Starling kind of swatted at that by Brimmer, but Yates was there. Yates down low. And it's a turnover. Here comes Starling. Bounce passes it ahead to Rivera. Chelsea off the glass. No, it's followed by Starling. No good. And the Dolphins have cooled off a bit here offensively. Down low again, Allen gets it to go, and we are tied with Allen up to 6 points. 5 ties, 5 lead changes in the opening half. As we go inside 4 minutes, 3:47 to be exact here until halftime. We're going to get a timeout. Joe Gaughan calling timeout as the Dolphins have squandered a 6-point lead. We'll take time as well. 3:47 left to go. And we're tied again. It's been a relatively close game. Wake Tech and Brunswick. Dolphins have gotten a little sloppy down the stretch here in the second quarter. And Joe Gahan calling for timeout, trying to settle things down and get back to the offense that they were cooking with at the start of the quarter. So 6-0 run for the Eagles out of the timeout. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you. As Williams gets it to Starling. Rivera, Kennedy, and Mitchell also out there. Mitchell to Kennedy right of the lane, puts it too strong off the glass, and that's out of bounds off of Locklear. She was being hounded. Couldn't really gather as the Dolphins were poking and popping at it. Shot clock did not reset. Starling to inbound. Gets it out to Kennedy. Deep look off the back rim, no good. McSwain's got the rebound. So Wake looking to retake the lead. Locklear for three. That's going to be well off. Saved by Yates. And she looks for McSwain, who was wide open on the back door, and just airmailed it on the bounce pass out of bounds. Way too much on that pass. So ball will go back to Brunswick, trying to retake the lead, snap this scoring drought as Rivera goes out. Rivera with 8 points here in this opening half. Kennedy between the circles with it. Williams attacks. Back to Kennedy, puts it up too strong off the glass. She's got to slow the game down a little bit in her mind. She's going way too quick with the shots. Got to take a beat. As Bremer starting to attack aggressively. First half, 8 points now for Bremer. Wake Tech, 8-0 run. These are the scoring droughts, part of the reason why Brunswick has had so much trouble offensively. They just go through these droughts, and they get longer and longer, and the mistakes become more frequent as Kennedy commits another turnover. And when you're playing the better teams in the region, all of a sudden you have a lead, and the next thing you know, you're down 10, 12 points. And you just can't have that. You got to be consistent for 40 minutes, and it's one of those things Dolphins have not figured out yet this season. Allen down low over two defenders, gets it to go. Wake Tech's run is 10 straight now. And they lead it by 4. Starling gets it to Glenn. Glenn with 5 points. Starling 5 as well. She gets it back. In the corner, here is Williams. Off the back iron, rebound by Locklear. Dolphins also not getting any extra chance opportunities. Locklear might have gotten away with a double dribble there. Far side again, it's Bremer. Pass nicely, good anticipation there by Kennedy. Throws it too far ahead, though. That's what I'm saying. Take a beat. The brain is one step ahead of the body. And she puts too much on that, so Williams goes out. Rivera back in. Again, Rivera, good first half, leading the team with 8 points. If you're just joining us, 5 ties, 5 lead changes. Right now, a long run by Wake Tech. They have scored 10 straight. Dolphins have not scored in the last probably 2 or 3 minutes at least of game time. And a little trapping zone here as that deflection comes to Mitchell. Mitchell able to come away with it. Then Mitchell had it poked away, goes to the ground. Helter-skelter, Carroll back in, took it away, and then puts it up and in. And the 6-point lead is now a 6-point deficit. 12 straight for Wake. Dolphins attacking, and a foul. Smart play there by Amaya Glenn. You know, when the shots are not going down and you're in this offensive funk, get to the hoop. So Glenn will go to the free throw line, try to get some easy ones. Amaya, 67% free throw shooter. As a team, Dolphins shooting 63% from the free throw line. Here in the month of January, that's the best of any month so far this season. One out of 2, though. Rebound by Yates. Starling gets her first block of the game, and then a foul on Brunswick as Carroll got the offensive rebound. Now there's Raya Carroll going to the free throw line on the first foul on Mitchell. Kennedy goes out. Williams checking back in. Carroll gets the lucky bounce. Up to 5 points now. Had just one in the first meeting between these two teams. Carroll came in averaging just 3 a game. She's a 50% free throw shooter. Chance to give her team its biggest lead. Missed it, and 2 Dolphins going for the rebound. Neither could gather. Extra chance opportunities once, then twice. Missed by Allen, then Carroll. So here comes Brunswick. 50 seconds to go in the half. Rivera hesitates, attacks, throws it up. No offensive rebound. Williams, and then had it blocked out of bounds. So Dolphins will have 21 on the shot clock. Williams goes deep to Glenn. Rivera. Locklear on her. Now Starling open for 3. Got another one. Kaya Starling hits her second triple. She's up to 8 points. And the lead for Wake cut in half. 3-second difference, game and shot clock. Carroll backing down now. Yates to Locklear for 3. Yes. So Locklear answers right back. She's got 8 first half points. Last shot time here for Brunswick, trailing 35-29. It's Rivera on the right wing. Klon back in, guarding her. Here's Williams. Had her shot blocked. And at the buzzer, let's see if Locklear can get it off in time. She does, but comes up short. So, game that had 5 ties, 5 lead changes. Wake Tech strong into this first half. They take a 6-point lead to the locker room. It's 35-29. We'll be back in about 15 minutes with all the second half action. Don't go too far. Welcome back to Brunswick, everybody. Chris Shima, glad to be with you from the home studio in Ohio. Wherever you're watching from, we appreciate it. It's Wake Tech matching its biggest lead at the half, 35-29. First half had 5 ties, 5 lead changes. Scoring in the first half for Wake Tech, a couple of players, 3 players with 8 points. It's Allen, Brimmer, and Locklear. And then 4 for Yates, 4 for McSwain, 3 for Carroll. That's the scoring in the first half for the Eagles. For Brunswick, pretty balanced attack as well offensively here in that opening half, as Rivera and Starling have 8 points each. Then Glenn with 6, 5 for Kennedy, and 2 for Mitchell. Dolphins trying to snap this long losing streak as we're underway here in the second half. Both teams led by as many as 6 in that first half. Road trip upcoming for Brunswick as Kaya Starling starts the second half with an air ball, and Mitchell had it, lost it. So Eagles get a stop. For Wake Tech, this is game 3 of a 4-game road trip. They'll be at Cape Fear on Saturday. Brunswick going to Western Virginia on Saturday, and then to Petersburg, Virginia, the other end of the state, on Sunday. Southwest Virginia at 1 on Saturday. Richard Bland at 1 on Sunday. Then we'll be with you on Tuesday of next week, Lewisburg at 5 p.m., and then also next Saturday against Guilford Tech at 3 p.m. So back-to-back on the road after this, then back-to-back at home for Brunswick. Eagles trying to sweep the season series, which they did last year. Shot clock is down to 2. I don't think anybody is aware. They are not. Oh, just getting it off was Brimmer. And the rebound controlled by Brunswick. So Brimmer recognized right as the clock was about to hit 0, but couldn't score. Zone right now for the Eagles. Glenn gets a screen out to Mitchell, and her shot is good. Mitchell's second field goal. Brunswick closes it within 4. Locklear with 8 points. Bounce passes it to Brimmer. Locklear top of the key. Throws it down low. McSwain. Extra pass. Bucket no good by Allen. Allen got the rebound. Back to McSwain. Starling tipped it away. Stays with Wake Tech, though, and here's Brimmer for 3. No good. Rebound controlled by Glenn. Glenn out to Starling, left alone, didn't shoot the 3, and then lost it out of bounds. Nice deflection there defensively by Locklear, and would have liked to have seen Starling take that 3. She hit 2 in the first half. Now the officials are talking. I think it's now they changed the call. Joe Gahan. It's your birthday, Joe. Don't get a T. So Starling, 7 seconds off the shot clock, and the Dolphins catch a break there. And then they turn it over anyways. It's a steal by Allen. Numbers for Wake. Here's Johnson. So we didn't see Johnson in the first half. She's out there here in the second half. Riley Johnson scores her first points. Lead back to 6 for the Eagles. Eagles at 7-10. Dolphins are 2-9. As Rivera can't get the 3 to go. Got to sprint back defensively. Numbers for Wake. Pull up no good. Offensive rebound. Allen swings it out to Johnson. Now McSwain out deep. They need to pressure McSwain when she's out that deep. I'd like to see players running at her, try to force a turnover. Johnson's pass poked away, comes to Locklear, and then Kennedy makes another defensive play. And the shot clock hits 0. Princess Kennedy with some nice defense for Brunswick there. So 2.5 minutes into this second half, and the Dolphins again trying to close this deficit. Both teams have led by 6 in this game. Kennedy down low to Rivera, back to Mitchell. Mitchell too strong off the glass. McSwain the rebound. Here's Locklear on the far side. Locklear pushing, swings it out to Johnson for 3. Off the back rim, rebound to Rivera. Rivera attacking now. Mitchell, Kennedy, the midi, too strong. And the rebound again to Locklear. Locklear's got 8 points. She might be in double digits in rebounding as well. It's a team effort, as I mentioned in the first half. Wake Tech, one of the best rebounding teams in the region. 8 players averaging at least 4 rebounds a game or more as they foul McSwain. And again, she's not a good free throw shooter, so that's not a bad foul. So Kelsey McSwain will go to the free throw line. Just 37% from the charity stripe this season. And the first foul of the quarter for either team. Kennedy, though, picks up her 3rd. So that's unfortunate. Kennedy's going to have to sit for a while as the Dolphins lose a lot of size as Williams comes back in for her. So McSwain gets the first free throw, her first make so far tonight. And the second is good as well. Good form there for McSwain, as she gives her team the biggest lead for either team tonight now, 8. Mitchell from the baseline, got it to go. So Mitchell's got both buckets here in the second half. She's got 6 now. Good to see her being more aggressive. I'd like to see some more offense out of Destiny Mitchell. Came in averaging just under 4 points per game, but she's capable of way more than that, and they're going to need her. Locklear down low. Again, it's McSwain, and she traveled with the basketball. Wake Tech, Alonzo Lunsford disagrees. Starling on the wing. Goes cross court to Glenn, tip pass, and to Williams, who scores her first bucket. Dolphins hanging around. They're within 4. Got to try to string some stops together and get a run going. Johnson's pass deflected. Mitchell being a pass defensively. Brimmer backing it out, and then Kaya Starling poked it away. 14 to shoot for Wake Tech. 5:34 to go here in the third quarter. So Brimmer inbound to Locklear, back to Brimmer. Takes the 3, attacks and scores. First player in double figures in the game is Jylen Brenner. She's now got 10, lead back to 6 for Wake Tech. A screen set by Rivera. Here is Williams looking for Mitchell, and Locklear was ready for it. Brimmer had trouble with it, able to gather, and then she got checked, body checked by Glenn. Second foul on Brunswick, none yet on Wake as we approach the midway point here in this third quarter. The Eagles coming off a 61-50 loss at Richard Bland on Sunday. Dolphins lost on the road Sunday against Catawba. Here's a steal by Glenn. It trickles to her. So awkward, but the Dolphins keep possession here. Here's Starling on the left wing. Rivera, extra pass to Glenn for 3. Can't get it to go. Ball tipped. Mitchell tried to save it, but McSwain is there. Outlet pass goes to Brimmer. 3-on-2 for Wake. Brimmer, the runner in the lane, off the back rim. Starling chases down the rebound. Much better job on the glass here today for Brunswick. Pull up by Mitchell. No good. McSwain, with the rebound. Here's Johnson. Outlet, nobody back. As a little cherry-picking action, it's Locklear to Allen, who is now the second player in double figures in the game. 8-point lead for Wake now. 4:05 to go in the third quarter. Rivera drives in. Starling steps left. Her three is rejected by Allen. Believe that's Allen's second block here today. Johnson hesitates. Now trying to back down, got cut off. Throws the pass to no man's land, but it's recovered by Brimmer. Up top, Locklear hit a couple threes in the first half. Short on that one, and it'll be a team rebound out of bounds. 3:36 to go here in quarter number 3. Wake Tech leads it by 8. We're going to take a timeout. We'll come back here in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. Wake Tech leads 43-35. Dolphins in this game, but really haven't been able to make much of a run here in this third quarter. Krishima, glad to be back with you. As always, thanks to Coastal Transplants sponsoring today's broadcast. So Mitchell the inbound for Brunswick. Rivera Starling with 8 points each. Glenn up to 6, Mitchell up to 6 as well. Glenn to the hoop, got it to go. So Glenn now with 8, 3:20 to play in the quarter. Now here's where the Dolphins need to get a stop. Every time they get a bucket here in the quarter, Wake Tech's been able to answer. Here's Ross back in. Brimmer will back it out. Brimmer to Yates in the corner. Shot clock at 7. And Glenn with the steal. Nice defense there by one of the best in the region. Here's Rivera. Yes! Got it from the corner. So defense to offense. Rivera first player in double figures for Brunswick. Now with 10. The lead is 4. Brimmer over to Ross. And Ross threw it right to Mitchell down low. Bad pass there. Here's Williams. Mitchell. Kaya Starling thought about the 3. She attacks. Puts it up. Got it to go. Starling in double figures. 6-0 run out of the timeout for Brunswick. It's a 2-point game. Really like what I've seen as the season has gone on for Kaya Starling. They leave Brimmer. Can't get it to go. McSwain put back no. McSwain missed another one, and this time Rivera's got the rebound. Outlet by Starling in the front court. It's Glenn, and she'll wait for her friends as Wake Tech gets back on defense. A player down in the backcourt, I believe, has us held up here for a moment, and it looks like it'll be a Dolphin who's down. So we have an injury timeout. We're going to step aside here briefly. And we'll come back here in just a moment. All right, we're back to live action. It's Chelsea Rivera who, again, she's wearing that brace. Looks like she's grabbing more at her backside, though. So hopefully, I mean, the Dolphins are shorthanded as it is. Chelsea Rivera, one of the leading scorers today. Hopefully she can get back in there. She's feeling up to it. 3 no good by Glenn. Dolphins on a 6-0 run, and that is answered very quickly by Allen, who's up to a dozen. So lead back to 4 for Wake. Minute 20 to go here in this third quarter. Glenn had it poked away by Allen. Smith was there to save the possession, and Allen's offense is giving her a little extra oomph on the defensive side. 16 to shoot, though, for Brunswick, so still plenty of time. Starling will inbound it here. And it comes right to Allen, who seemed determined. Then Glenn tried to steal it, collides with Allen, and I believe she's going to be called for a foul. Glenn, who averages just under 3 steals per game, tied for 5th in the region. Chelsea Rivera is 4th with 3.2. And Rivera still grabbing at her back. You can see there over on the bench, but hopefully put a little ice on it. She can get back out there. We'll see. Open look for Yates. Deep one, no good. Followed her miss. Had it poked away by Mitchell, but able to recover. Doubled in the corner. Got it out to Allen, the hot hand right now. Came up short that time. Glenn the board. And she gets it back from Starling. 40 seconds left to go here in this third quarter. Dolphins trailing by just 4. They led by 6 in the first half. Wake Tech's led by as many as 8 here in this third. Williams over to Glenn. Glenn thought about the 3, steps inside the arc and airballed it. So ball will go back to the Eagles. Dolphins were up against it in the shot clock. Locklear into the front court. Brimmer on the far side, back to Locklear. They leave her alone. She's hit a couple threes, not that time. And McSwain is called for the foul on the rebound. First foul of the quarter on Wake. It's been a pretty clean game overall, really, from the foul standpoint, knock on wood. Last shot time here for Brunswick. Near side, Smith. And Smith just went right out of bounds. She just let the defense lead her there. And now Wake will have 5 seconds and change. Make it just about 5 seconds as Glenn pokes it out of bounds. So Glenn being a pest. Locklear for 3 at the buzzer, no good. That shot would not have counted. And it's anybody's game at this point. Wake Tech has led by as many as 8. Right now it's a 4-point advantage for the Eagles. We'll be back with the final quarter here in just a moment. (45-41), Wake Tech leading by 4 as we enter this final quarter. Chris Shima, glad to be with you. as it'll remain Smith, Williams, Mitchell, Starling, and Glenn. Rivera went out with an injury. Kennedy's been out with foul trouble, so Dolphins hanging around despite two main players on the bench right now. We'll see how long the birthday boy decides to wait before Kennedy comes back in, and we'll see if Rivera can come back at all. Kaya Starling hits her third triple, and it's a 1-point game. Starling now with 13. What a game it's been for her, and like I said, she's really upped her production. And I talked about this before, just looks more comfortable out there as Brimmer unimpeded on the back door. So lead back to 3. Brunswick right there. Love to see this losing streak snapped here tonight. Kaya Starling from the elbow. Too strong that time. Rebound by Allen, who's played great here in the second half for Wake. Near side Brimmer. Here is Ross. Flat-footed, no. Allen, the offensive rebound. Pass trickles away. Smith gets tied up, and the possession arrow will keep it with Wake Tech. Ja, who are you rooting for? Ja's on the YouTube chat. Oh, good to see Rivera back in. So Rivera moving well, too. Kennedy also back in. Remember, Kennedy's got 3 fouls, so she's in foul trouble, but next one's not going to doom her. That went through the hands, and that's a traveling violation. I thought they might have called a tie-up there as Williams got a hand on the ball, but instead it's a turnover for Wake Tech. So Starling with a team-high 13. Actually, it's a game-high. Brimmer and Allen lead Wake with 12. Rivera in double figures with 10 for Brunswick as well. It's Glenn, Starling, Williams, Kennedy, and Kennedy double dribbles. A few too many turnovers today for Kennedy, as Wake Tech will get it back with 8:30 to go and a 3-point lead. Dolphins have yet to get a Region 10 victory this season. Wake Tech in Game 3 of this 4-game road trip for them. They've got 2 very tough games coming up back-to-back after this one, so they'd like to get out of here with a 5-6 Region 10 record before they have to play Cape Fear and then take on Bryan and Stratton at home. Steal by Brunswick, and out on the run, it's Glenn in double figures now with 10. Dolphins again within 1. First half, 5 ties, 5 lead changes. We have not had a lead change or tie here in the second half. Brimmer being deliberate with it now. Locklear, Allen's been hot. Her pass is tipped. Oh, active hands defensively today for Brunswick. And then Wake Tech takes it right back. The throw ahead goes to McSwain. Pressure her. They try to tie her up. Good idea. Didn't work, though, as she gets it out to Brimmer. Brimmer for 3, yes. Brimmer now leading scorer in the game with 15. Just like that, back to 4. Opportunities missed here for Brunswick. Starling swings it out to Rivera. Kennedy throws it off the glass. No. Rebound by McSwain. McSwain might have forced her into that shot a little quicker than she wanted to take it. So some nice defense for Wake Tech. 3 minutes in. And Brimmer buries another one. She's up to 17 now. Had 10 points in the first meeting. Brimmer playing real well. Came off the bench in the first half, but has played as a starter here most of the second half. In fact, I don't think she's been out of the game, as Alonzo Lunsford has really tightened his bench up, his rotation here in the second half. As soon as I say that, Carroll comes into the game. And Yates is back out there at all. We have not seen Klon here in the second half. Starling from downtown again, not that time. And the rebound controlled by Locklear. Locklear, I think, has played every minute in the second half as well. Brimmer, heat check time. Couldn't get it to go. Offensive rebound put back too strong by Carroll. Ooh, Glenn almost carried the basketball. Starling Gets it out. Kennedy, flat-footed, got it to go. Kennedy was 7. Had 15 in the first meeting. But again, she's been in a bit of foul trouble here tonight. 4-point lead for Wake, 4 minutes in. The final quarter. Yates short. Put back no good twice by Carroll. Coming away with it is Glenn. Had it deflected but got it back. Extra pass to Starling from Rivera. Her 3 no good. Rivera puts it back up and in. 12 for Rivera. Lead is 2. All right, every time the Dolphins get it within 1 possession, Wake has an answer. Let's see if the Eagles can answer back yet again. Bremer's been hot here in this 4th quarter. She'll give it up to Locklear. Allen, turn around, got it to go. Eagles are just not relenting. So we're at the midway point here in the final quarter. Dolphins 2-possession game. Kennedy's pass is tipped. It's a steal by Yates. Kennedy recovers to steal it back. Good recovery, and then Yates fouled her. First foul for either team here in this final quarter. And we're going to go to a timeout. 4:54 left to go in the game. 2-possession lead for Wake Tech. We'll be right back. Thanks to Coastal Transplants for their support of Dolphins basketball. Krishima, glad to be back with you.
Let's go, White. Finish strong.
Wake Tech leads by 4. Wake Tech Bremer up to 17 points. Allen with 14. Locklear has 8. 6 for McSwain, 4 for Yates, 2 for Johnson. For Brunswick, Starling with 13. Rivera 12. Glenn with 10. Mitchell with 6. Kennedy with 7. Williams with 2. Mitchell looking for Kennedy, and she gets tied up. Possession arrow will keep it with Brunswick as Mitchell's pass was just a little bit behind Kennedy. McSwain is going to come back into the game for Wake. Johnson also back in. Inbound goes to Glenn. Mitchell. Kennedy top of the key. 10 to shoot for Brunswick. They had Mitchell on the back door and they waited too long. Allen recovered with the steal. Allen's got probably 4 or 5 steals in this game. Bremer out deep with it. Swings it out. Johnson right off the bench. Rainbow 3 is no good. Offensive rebound by Allen. 3 by Locklear is short. And Starling has a board. Mitchell into the front court, approaching 4 minutes to go in the game. Dolphins have been as close as 1 here in this final quarter. Starling for 3. Way off. Rebound by Locklear. Throw ahead looking for Johnson. Led her a little bit long, but Johnson able to chase it down. Double teamed in the corner, and we're going to get, I believe, a timeout called here by Wake, or was it a turnover? No, it's a timeout. So Eagles get the timeout call. 3:46 to go. We're coming right back. So Wake Tech will keep the possession, 21 on the shot clock, 3:46 to go in the game. As the Eagles lead it by 4. Beat Dolphins earlier this season, 20 days ago as a matter of fact. Nice steal there on the inbound by Mitchell as they were looking for McSwain. There's Glenn, front court with it. Handoff to Rivera. Pass is tipped. Another turnover for Brunswick, but they're going to get it right back. Both teams playing sloppy here in the closing minutes. Dolphins got to capitalize on this now. Rivera. Glenn thought she was going to fire a 3. Instead gets it to the cutter. Rivera missed it short. Rebound McSwain. Opportunities missed in this one for Brunswick. Locklier's pass is deflected. Starling chases it down, but she stepped just over the line. And the Wake Tech bench made sure that the referee knew it. Here's Klon in for the first time in this second half as Locklear will go out with her 8 points. So Eagles keep possession, leading by 4. And we'll do it again. So Johnson to inbound. Allen between the circles and Brimmer back out there again. Game high 17 for Brimmer here tonight. Guarded by Glenn. Shot clock down to 7. Brimmer will back it out. Glenn hounding her. Shot clock at 3. He's got to get it up. She does, and she hits. Oh, my goodness. What a bucket by Brimmer. Back in transition. Starling can't get it to go, and another basket here makes it a little bleak if you're a Dolphins fan. Brimmer has it. That was not bad defense on that last possession by Glenn, who's staying right with Brimmer. Just better offense. So Wake Tech running some time off the clock, but it's down to 7. And Brimmer has it poked away. Now it's down to 4. Brimmer, somebody pick her up. She forces the pass, and we have a shot clock violation. So the horn didn't go off, but it is a shot clock violation, and that door is still open for Brunswick here. Although 2 minutes to go, the offense has not come easy here down the stretch for the Dolphins. Got to close strong here. Glenn attacks, throws it up, gets the bounce. Glenn with a dozen. Dolphins need stops, and again, Wake Tech in no rush here. Low-scoring game. Brimmer now gets it down low. They collapse around McSwain. Can't get it to go. Ball deflected out to Brimmer, and she'll back it out now with a fresh 20. Minute 30 to go. Brimmer, shot blocked, got it back anyways, and scores, and that might do it. 21 for Brimmer. Most of that coming here in the second half. Dolphins need a 3. Starling, can she answer? Yes! Kaya Starling pumped up. She's up to 16. And it's a one-possession game now for Brunswick and Wake. Nobody picks up Klon. Now Kennedy comes. She'll back it out. Inside a minute to go. Down low, they get it to McSwain. Can't score. Follows it. Ball out to Allen. Now here's Johnson. And we got 3-second violation called on McSwain, who was in there for probably 17 or 18 seconds, but we'll take it. We'll take it as we're going to get a timeout. Coach Joe calls for time. 48 seconds left to go. It's a one-possession game. Thanks, Corey. Appreciate it. I'll give Danielle the message. Danielle's doing the camera, and she's doing her very best not to scream in our ears, by the way, Corey and everybody else who's watching. Let's run down the game reset. So we have had one foul called in this quarter. Now, that's good and bad for Brunswick. If Brunswick has to extend the game through fouls, they got to start fouling now because they have none, and they got to get to 5. And there's 40-some seconds in the game. So the good news is if you're Brunswick, you could play very aggressive. And the bad news is if you're Brunswick and you need these fouls, you need to get Wake in the bonus. You're nowhere close to that. For Wake, all positive right now. As long as they have the lead, they can stay plenty aggressive, not let up a three-point shot. They can keep fouling. So the game reset, just one foul for Wake, none for Brunswick. The possession arrow does favor the Eagles in this one-possession game with 48 seconds to go. Starling, 16 in the game, brings it into the front court. Over to Glenn on the left side. They look for Starling. Now Kennedy open. Can't get it to go. Fight for the rebound. It's won by Allen. Dolphins do not have to foul here, but boy, they have Klon go quickly, and that is her first bucket of the game. And it's now a two-possession game, 60-55, with 24 seconds left to go. So we'll catch you up on everything after this timeout. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We're not done yet. 23.9 still on the clock. Dolphins advance the basketball. They still have one timeout left to do so. But, again, they have no fouls, so they're going to have to get a bucket here and then start fouling like crazy. Kaya Starling, again, can't run too much time off. Got to extend the game. Kennedy's going to fire a three and hit. Big bucket for Kennedy. She's in double figures with 10. Dolphins got to foul, though. They have to foul. And that's just the first. They have 4 more to go with still 12.8 seconds. So you're looking at a 2-point game and figure maybe hopefully a second off the clock with each foul. So Dolphins, again, still have that timeout. Allen to inbound it. And again, Dolphins don't have time to go for a steal. They have to foul, foul, foul. Oh, blow the whistle. I mean, come on. So we're down to 11 seconds. That's still just the second team foul. I don't know, 11 seconds to go. So Allen to inbound it yet again. It'd be really helpful if we could get a turnover, but instead it's another foul. That time just 7/10 off the clock, though. So Dolphins made sure on that foul. It's the fourth on Glenn, by the way, so they would ideally like her to not have to foul again. They really don't have a choice. And quickly, Rivera fouls Klon. Who, Corey, she might have the game winner if this goes according to script so far. Down to 9.4, so next one we'll put Wake Tech at the line. I'm surprised they have McSwain in, but inbound trickles away. Locklear fell down, and she's fouled by Kennedy, who, with sportsmanship, helps her up. So Locklear is going to go to the line. 1 keeps Brunswick in the game. 2 likely will end this game with just 8 seconds to go. So for Locklear on the season, 63% from the charity stripe. She's got 8 points tonight and a chance to get into double figures and put the clamps down. Four points, obviously, unless there's a silly foul on a 3 for Wake, would make it a 2-possession game, and there just isn't enough time on the clock, most likely, with 8.3 and the Dolphins down to just 1 timeout for 2 possessions. So Locklear gets the first one, and this next one might do it. Got it. Ice in her veins, Locklear with 10. And it's a 2-possession game. Dolphins will use their final timeout with 8 seconds left to go, so we'll step aside once again. So that was the last timeout for Brunswick. They really have just got to go quickly here. Hope for a 3 within maybe a second and a half. And Rivera instead has it poked away. It's a steal, and Wake Tech is going to get out of here most likely with a victory. This one's going to be frustrating for the Dolphins. A lot of blowout losses of late. They were right there in this one, but just didn't quite have enough. And credit Wake Tech down the stretch. They have made the plays as Ross will go to the line. Her first free throw is no good. Dolphins are out of timeouts, by the way. If you're Wake Tech, even if this free throw doesn't go down, all you got to do is just get out of the way, don't foul. But even now with a foul on a 3, it would still be over. So Dolphins going to come up a little bit short here today as they lose it 63-58. As Wake Tech wins game number 8, they're 8-10, 5-6 in the region, 3-5 on the road. Dolphins drop to 2-10, 2-7 here at home, and 0-10 in the region. Next up for the Dolphins, they're back on the road Saturday and Sunday. We'll be with you again on Tuesday as Lewisburg probably comes to town for that rescheduled game. And again, that one will be at 5 p.m. Until then, my name's Chris Sheeman. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have yourselves a great rest of the week. Take care.